this. A lot of times, if you really do this right, the way we're supposed to do it, you'll get those same type of results, right? And I know even when in the beginning, when we first started, we were the customer kings and queens. Like we just signed up a ton of customers, right? I remember Brandon calling me one time and saying, hey, why do you have the most customers in my entire organization? And we were signing up a lot. And nowadays I realized that, hey, we signed up a lot of customers and I got to be with my guests tonight in Croatia, like, cause that's what we did, right? We got people to use the products, and we constantly get people to use the products. I remember when I had my nutrition brick and mortar fitness business, my average length, I would go and I'd buy all these products and then I'd sell them to my customers, right? And that sucked, right? It was not fun. And so I literally stopped when I didn't have to do that anymore. I realized that my average customer before was literally about 3 to 6 months. Why do you think that was? Because people could go someplace else and buy it cheaper, right? Well, now I realized that my average length of customer is somewhere around 7 to 8 years. Like that in my industry, and being on both sides, like the product development side and being in and being now involved with LifeVantage. We had last month one of our biggest months we've ever had. We had a lot of rank advancements that we had never had. We had somebody in their first month just missed Pro 3 in her first month, and never doing this industry before, never doing network marketing before. And so it was just a great month. And so I'll tell you some really quick things, and I want to introduce our guest really quick. I'll say this, guys, if you haven't registered for convention, please register. And if you can't go, you're not going, please do the virtual, you guys, please. I know some people have some things that's going on. I know it's not the same, but let me just say this. And I can honestly say this. I had this conversation with Kristen Cunningham today. You know, I've never missed an event in over 11 years, not one. Even when I was teaching LifeVantage Academy, I would literally, if I wasn't teaching, I would attend. And I almost missed one event. I remember we were going to go to a Ohio State, Oklahoma football game. And my wife said, hey, guess what? I know you've got the tickets. I know you've got the car, but it's the same weekend as LifeVantage Academy. And I was like, okay, we're just going to change the plans. And so we literally rented a car in Dallas. We drove to Waco, Texas. I remember Cassie Teal was speaking. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then we drove 5 hours to Norman, Oklahoma. And we walked in the stadium 16 seconds before the game was ready to start. Okay. Because that's what we do. We're committed. We're committed to the process. We're committed to doing what I remember it. Fred Graves said this in the very beginning. He said, if you want what other people have, you do what they do. Okay. And so my guest today is someone that I will just say this. My wife and I had the privilege of spending some time with her and her husband when we were in Croatia. We actually rented some jet skis one day, and it was awesome. And what I really like about Becki is she follows the success system that we have implemented on our teams. And we just love her. She's a kindred spirit like us. She loves God like Lisa and I do. We had a chance to spend some time with her, as I said, with her and her husband, Bob. She's in real estate. I told Lisa that we can constantly be learning from people, right? I want to learn from Becki. I told her that when we were on the trip. I said, hey, look, I want to learn from you. I want, and I'll be selfishly say this. I hope that you guys will learn and take notes. I got my notepad right here, right beside me. Okay. And the difference between what you learned from Becki tonight and the wisdom and the knowledge that you get from her is the action that you take after this thing is over. Because there's no way that you can listen to Becki speak and not do what she does. And that goes back to what Fred said 11 years ago. If you want what other people have, you do what they do. And Becki, and I'll finish with this. I listened to her and me and her husband and Lisa talk to Kristen Cunningham and Steve Fife when we were in Croatia. And I just literally said to Lisa, hey, we now know what we're doing is working. And we just had someone sit beside us that's doing the same thing we're doing, and we can constantly continue to learn from each other. And so tonight, I'm going to let her speak and talk. And you know what I told her? I said, you know what I believe? I believe that God is going to use her tonight. And I totally, those of you that know me, I don't play around with that. I believe that, and I told her this. She's like, what do you want me to talk about? I said, whatever God puts on your heart, you talk about, because we've been following this success system now. We have our teams following it. We've had we're, this is what we're doing. And I believe that this is why we all have the same paddles in the water now, right? We have people moving. We don't have one row rowing around in a circle, right? We're moving forward. We're pressing forward. And I believe that we're just getting close to the tipping point of really people understanding what we truly have. And I believe that today you're going to hear from one of the best leaders, one of the best people that I've met since I've been in this business, somebody who really has a heart for people, has a heart for God first and foremost, but wants to teach you tonight. So guys, welcome Elite Pro 7, Becki Taylor. And Becki, I am so glad that you're here. And I'm just going to mute my mic. I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to take some notes. So thank you so much for being here.
It's always a weighty responsibility when you know you've been blessed with being able to speak into another team. And so, Michael and Lisa, thank you so much for your generous invitation to come and just hopefully speak some life into you as an individual, all of you, and speak life into your business, because that's what we're here. We're first of all the recipients of life. I am definitely a believer in Jesus Christ and have been my whole life. And I'm an unashamed, Jesus follower. So I'm a believer all the way through and through. My lion is my jam. So that's my rock right there. So welcome to my lion's den. First of all, and thank you, Michael and Lisa. It was such a delight to meet you and to find out that I love speaking with other couples that have been with the company. And he told me 10 years. So I wrote down, I'm like, who are my heroes? Well, my heroes are those that I meet that have been with this company for so long and are still here today and as excited today, probably more excited today than they even were when they found out about this extraordinary product 10 years ago. My other heroes are those that I find that have been with the company, and Michael and Lisa are both Pro 7s as well. And they've been with the company for 10 years. And I've talked to people that have been with the company for 10 years, and they're barely maybe a Pro 3 or Pro 4. And they're my heroes because they're still here and they're still in the game. And I'm mentoring another sideline person right now, and she's been in the company for 10 years, just kind of riding along at that 8,000 mark, not quite a Pro 4, at one time was a Pro 5, kind of floundering around. Because here's the deal where what your leaders are doing is that they're not afraid to implement change and do what's working. Instead of just staying, like Michael was saying, in that old mindset with that one paddle paddling around in the circle, hoping they're going to somehow move that circle forward. I was part of the team that created this success system. So fortunately, we were able to be in it for probably 3 to 4 months before we released it to the entire company. And we were seeing great success, because you know what people want? They want something that they can just do that duplicates easier. Tell me what to say, tell me what to do, tell me how to do it. And some people are like, I've never done this before. I don't even have any sort of grid of what to do. So with these success systems, that you get this amazing text that comes into your phone if you sign up brand new, and you see how you can set up your LV Pay and literally it's like a paint by number. This is what we have been waiting for a very long time. And I know in my team with my business partner, Marilee Marisich, and I started at the same time. And so she's an awesome, beautiful woman. And you've all met her before. I'm sure she spoke at into your team as well. And so, we partnered up since the very beginning. We linked arms and we've been running together ever since. And so we always were looking for that duplicatable. What can we do to make this easy for people? Because we find that that's what people want, is what's easy. Now, I hit Pro 7. So here's a little bit of my story. I'll back up because I just dove right in and said hello. But I have been with LifeVantage now for 7 years. And this October is my 7th year anniversary. And exactly 7 years ago in October in Phoenix, Arizona, I went to my very first Global Academy. And the global event at the time, I went having only watched the ABC primetime investigative report. And then it was ABC Live It. That was like all that was out there at the time, ABC Live It. And that was enough to blow my ever-loving mind and to go, if this is true, I need to know more about it. But I was just coming out of another company that I had already gotten completely out of. And that's how I knew Tara Wilson, Rachel Jackson, is because I had been in that same company, but weren't a part of either of their downlines businesses. I didn't know them really that well at all, but I was in that same company and I had total PTSD for network marketing. I was like, My husband's like, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, I don't know. So I went to that event, and it was actually Carrie Dickey who helped me change plane tickets and get me a ticket to go in. I hadn't even seen a little yellow pill. And I sat in the back row with my arms crossed going, you give me one reason why I need to just fly out of here with my arms flailing and you'll never see me again. Give me one reason to run out the back door. And I just sat there going, I don't know. And I'm seeing that Darren Jensen at the time had just begun. He was only 4 months in. And I'm like, this guy's got class. And then the speakers would come up and they've got class. And then I'm seeing all this. I'm not going to lie. I'm seeing all these little Amish people running around with all the little Amish kids and their hats and their little carefully stitched clothing. I'm like, what the heck? And then Fannie Mae and Benjamin get up on stage. And here's how God works in my life anyway. They get up on stage and Fannie Mae's going, so you guys think you want a faster internet, or you need a more upgraded phone so that you can't do your business because your phone, blah, blah, blah. And you're making excuse after excuse. You've never seen Fannie Mae or any of these guys talk. You guys, you better get to one of these events that they're talking at. So this little hot, spicy thing standing up in her little dress, like every other one had a dress, and just as humble as can be. And Benjamin's holding his hat on his lap, and she's just like, let's giving everybody the tongue licking of how they think they want this and faster. She goes, we can't even fly. We had to hire somebody. We couldn't drive here. We had to hire somebody to drive us here. And then she's just like talking and talking. And, I'm finding myself literally getting pushed back in my seat. And she stood up out of her chair and she pointed her finger right down my nose and right at my face. And she said, what's your excuse? And at that moment, I literally felt a big, huge sword just go right through my chest and out the back of my chair. And I'm like, I'm in. Okay, I don't have any excuse. And I just signed up with at the time, a Premier or whatever the big package was at the time. And basically, you just get 1,000 bottles of Protandim. Literally, that's all it was, even 7 years ago. And I think it may be a face lotion at the time. And I just took off running. I had no idea how to build it as a business. I had no idea about I didn't know how you make money. I knew nothing. I went in and I had got about 40 new customers my first 30 days and 2 new distributors, and the checks started flying. And I just the checks would come in the mail back then, and I would just throw them on my desk. And about 3 months later, and by the way, it was my busiest year in 2015 in real estate. I was so blindly busy doing real estate. I couldn't write offers fast enough. I was the president of the Association of Realtors. I was swamped in real estate, but it was like, tell me, if you guys find a really good restaurant somewhere, you don't go home and go, I just had the best meal of my life. You're taking pictures of it. You're posting pictures. You're like, that was literally the best food, the best meal I've had in such a long time. You've got to go to this restaurant. I mean, who doesn't do that, right? Everybody does that. I'm like, you bet I'm going to be telling everybody about this product anyway. So I was just out there telling people about the product. And about, 3 months later, I decided to go through and I added up all the checks to deposit. And there's about $4,000 worth of checks. And I'm like, I think this is working. And meanwhile, I had, with my own personal volume, raced myself to almost pro 4. I had 10,000 in personal volume just in customers alone. And I was like a pro 4, and I didn't even know what a pro 1, I didn't know what a pro what was. So anyway, so I just kind of ran with my hair on fire. So then I'm like, I guess I better figure out what I'm doing. And then I just kind of slowed down and began to like really kind of figure out what this was all about. So, you know, you guys, you're here. There's 20 of us on here tonight. Congratulations for being part of one of the most extraordinary companies and teams with two of the most extraordinary. I'm doing this because Michael's literally on one side of me and Lisa's on the other. So I'm like with two of the most extraordinary leaders that you could possibly have in this amazing, phenomenal, godly, heart-led couple that you have. You guys, I hope you really know that how blessed you really are with these guys, because they are absolutely doing what they do, doing it best. And you know what they're not afraid to do? Learn. And when you're a forever learner, when you're always learning and you're always growing and you're never afraid to go, you know what, that doesn't work anymore. We're not going to do that. This is working. We're going to do this. So, you know what, I want to say congratulations to every one of you who have signed up for the Success System. It really does work. My business, when I hit Pro 7 back 4 years ago when NAD came out. And I'll just be really transparent because that's just what you get when you get me anyway. When NAD came out, now I believe it was 4 years ago, I raced to Pro 7. And this is kind of what I'm going to talk about tonight, a little bit about authentic growth. Okay. This is an important topic to me, authentic growth. And so I all of a sudden I was Pro 6, solid Pro 6. I'd been a Pro 6. I'd never gotten lower than a Pro 6 for quite early on in the game. And then that year that NAD came out, that event, all the people buying and so excited about me. How many of you were at that NAD event? I mean, you've been in that long. It was like mind blowing. I mean, when they did that chart across the whole stage and they're like 18,000% increase. And it was like mind blowing of what this was. So anyway, everybody was buying up NAD and I jumped my volume to Pro 7. And of course, it's exciting to be a Pro 7, but deep in my heart, I'm like, this to me is false volume. And I don't know how I'm going to make up all that volume next month, because these weren't subscriptions. These were just big, hot purchases at the store, and it jumped me to Pro 7. So I was Pro 7 for 1 month. I went back down and I didn't hit Pro 7 enough again until 3 months ago, the month that Collagen came out. And I'm walking into my 4th month being a paid Pro 7. But up until that point, I decided I never want to grow through these big bursts of volume again. I knew the importance of what it's like to grow steady, strong, work on your business, touch your business every single day. I've still continued to do real estate, but I'll tell you what, my main passion, my absolute mind-blowing everyday sleep, eat, drink passion is absolutely LifeVantage. And it's because of what it's done in my life, what it's done in my health, what it's done in my family's life, and how I get to help others move their life forward through life. And through this whole pandemic that we've just been in, I did say that right, that I've just been, what we've just
You're allowed
been
to say that here.
Oh, good. I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah, no, you're allowed to. You're allowed. We believe that too. So go ahead.
Okay, so that, good. So that more than ever, we need to take health into our own hands. And 2.5 years ago, here's another part of this journey of my story. 2.5 years ago, I'm a very loud, very noisy patriot, and I was very loud and very noisy on Facebook, and they decided that I was a threat to humanity. So I had about 5,000 followers, huge platform presence. I had literally built about 93% of my entire LifeVantage business was through Facebook and through strangers that I have never even met. Some of my team members I've still never even met in person. And so Facebook was a huge platform for me, both for business, but then I was getting a little bit noisy about what was going on. And so they decided that I was a threat, and they completely deplatformed me. And I mean, deplatformed me that I never got it back again. And I had created a Facebook group, and I actually started the group with Mary Lee back in 2017. And I had thousands of customer stories and stuff that I put into that group. We all did. It's a vibrant group that we have. And there's over 6,600 people in that group. And it's a very vibrant, growing group. Every single post I had ever done throughout those 5 years, literally like a web, got pulled out. I literally was nowhere to be found. No post I had ever done anywhere was gone. And it was devastating. I'm not gonna lie, I cried a lot of tears, and I prayed and I prayed. I'm like, God, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with my business? And I am like, I hit the floor hard. I hit a wall, and I had people mocking me. Well, you shouldn't have talked like that. You should off you, should on you. And I just got should all over the place. And I'm like, it happened. So then I just felt God just come inside me, pull up my bootstraps, and said, you know what? You're going to build a new story, and you're going to build a new crowd, and you're going to build a new influence. And so I began to rebuild. And this time when I rebelled, I had to get a VPN of the secret network, because every time I would start up every time I would start a new page, they delete it, start a page, delete it, because they recognized my URL or whatever that number is called. So I got a secret number, got back on, and I started building. And it was a slow build, but I figured I'm in alignment with about 81 million patriots around the world right now. Those are the people that I'm going to go for. Those are the people I'm going to speak to. So God used that whole thing, rebuilt my platform. I got 4,000 followers again, have completely rebuilt it, and rebuilt my team completely back up again. So, and all through social media. So I have to ask you a couple questions. First of all, are every one of you touching your business in some way every single day? And you can answer, say yes, yes, or you can just answer yourself. You need to ask yourself these questions, like, how serious are you about your own business? And one thing I found out is LifeVantage wasn't going to save me. Nobody was going to save me. Nobody could save me from what had just happened to me. And personally, I hadn't built my business belly to belly, face to face, because I didn't have the time to do that. I've had maybe total of 3 in-house parties in my whole 7 years. That's it. That's all I've ever done, maybe 3 in-house parties, and everything else I've built up to a Pro 7 and a team. And I've enrolled probably 150 distributors and over 500, 600 personal customers personally enrolled. And it's all been through reaching people, loving on people through social media. And so, are you touching your business every single day in some way? Now, Facebook has changed the way it's done things. They are not quite so grouchy anymore about the things you say, because I still do talk about stuff, but not quite as much. But they love Facebook stories. And so how many of you are utilizing Facebook stories? And really, yeah, just kind of this sort of, well, I'm going to encourage you that for whatever reasons, I put a post out yesterday on my wall, and you're welcome to follow me. Now, oftentimes I will friend you, and sometimes I won't, because, unfortunately, they let you friend only so many people. And then, so I'm trying to always reach around, get my world bigger with people I don't know and that I want to regrow with. But I follow a lot of people that I don't friend, because I want to see what's going on in your world. And so hashtag I am Becki with an I, you'll find me, or hashtag Becki the biohacker. You'll see everything I've ever posted. So if you want to kind of follow me and see what I do, that's how you can do it. And I just welcome you. One is rip and repeat. If you see something that you love, grab it and use it. If you see something on my story, put your finger on it, screenshot it, crop it, and save it. Because or if you're on the success system and they're giving you ideas, use them. Because not everybody sees the same story. That's one thing about stories, is that stories is different. It's all yours. It's not like it says, oh, Lisa used that story yesterday, so we're not going to let your story really be seen today. No, that's not how stories work. Everybody gets to see the stories that's out there or following you and wants to see them. So stories are really huge. And that's where I get most of my responses, is through stories. And I always do a poll, or I ask a question, or I ask people to give me more information. And so I use my stories to do that. And then I'll tell you, when I post on my wall something about LifeVantage, I just hear the crickets all over the place. I maybe get 5, 6, 7 likes. And I'm like, what in the world is Facebook doing with wanting health to go out? So yesterday, or I think it was yesterday night or day before yesterday, I put out a post and said, it's like the picture of the question mark, and I'm going like this, the one that you guys had for the invite. I put a post out and I'm like, do you guys find it kind of strange that whenever you post something about your health or longevity, that all of a sudden everybody gives you crickets and you don't? And I found like that post happened to get like almost 200 likes, and I think I don't know, many comments, hundreds of comments on it of like, yes, that's exactly the same thing that happens to me. Nothing. It's like absolutely nothing on your post on your wall. So for whatever reasons, I think Facebook is kind of like botting or slapping down posts that have anything to do with real health and wellness, and they're really not letting those things go by. So that's why if you're not used to doing stories, it's as easy as doing a post. You just click a story and go. And then the other thing is, how many of you have started experimenting with reels? Reels? Yeah, good job, Mike. Yeah, hey, Ben, I love that. Oh, you still have those. Those are so awesome. Good job, Ben. Reels are another thing that's drawing people to you and really starting to draw in the audience. And reels are like, they're so easy now. My other question is, oh, look at you guys, you're so cute, Lisa. That's awesome. So what about Instagram? How many of you guys do Instagram? A few of you. Good job. So Matt, yeah, good. Some Instagram is kind of like, it's not my main jam, but I've learned that Instagram has more features, and I can share whatever I do on Instagram automatically posts to Facebook too. And it's like great. I only have to do one post and I can post it in 2 places at once. So I really started getting into reels while we were in Croatia and when I went to Greece, and I just started posting reel after reel after reel, and got a ton of press and impressions, and people kind of like, oh, those are kind of some cool reels going. So reels right now and Facebook stories. And then I started gathering pictures. I have on my phone nothing but collagen and NRF2 photo gallery. So I can just open up my photo gallery and go plop, 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 create a reel, put some story over it, and then just have this reel going to music that just has nothing but interesting stuff over. And, you know, even while I was in Croatia, people were asking me about the products and what's going on here. So, you know, our success system really is the foundation of giving you the idea. And we're very big into stories, because stories is the quick popcorn. Way more people will see your story than want to come and hang out on your wall for a while. So if you haven't gotten into stories, and you know, I'm just going to encourage that. Now, this isn't the only way to build. There is, you know, we have to look at this and go, what's ever going to happen if we lose Facebook? It's a possibility that, what if that got wiped out altogether? I learned that one really the hard way back in 2020, right? Right at the beginning of the pandemic. I learned, I'm like, what am I going to do with my life or my business if we run out of Facebook? Well, thank God for the app through the company's app, because the company's app is where then you can gather your own people and still be sending information. And I'm not going to lie, I have not utilized that very much. I utilize my app for the company for information. I use it for following my numbers, knowing what my numbers are every single day. And I definitely use it for following up on every card. How many of you are utilizing the cards that come in saying your orders are about ready to come in? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of all their scripts. They're a little bit corny, but that's easy to delete their scripts and write your own in. And that is your touch point of your customers in your way. Now, you guys are using the biohackandactivate.com/explore tool. We call it the tool, right? That's your first touch for everybody. How many of you have recently seen the brand new Explore video that they just finished and uploaded, I think now 3 days ago? If you have not, Isn't it?
I
It just
love
makes
it.
me want to sign up all
It's
over
fantastic.
again.
Sign me up, Becki. Sign me up.
Right? I'm not even kidding. It literally makes you want to sign up all over again. So if you've seen the old one, because you have been shared it before, get back in and watch it again, because it's all new again, and they're refreshing all of them in there, but that one is completely refreshed. And I encourage you, what a great touch piece. I would take that video and send it back out to all your customers and say, I am so excited to share with you this newly upgraded video. It's only 5 minutes, and it literally gives this a little deeper dive into what you're already doing. Maybe you haven't seen our products for a while and you used to be on them and you used to love them. Let me encourage you to watch this video again and just share with you what great updates have been taking place in our company over the last little while since you maybe last used our products. So what a great retouch place for maybe those customers that have fallen off or something. I would absolutely use that as a new touch. And you guys just type it in through the app even, and use it in your app. Find your old customers, inactive customers, message them, send them a little note, and give them something to watch. I think that would be a great piece for you to touch if you have not seen it. So being authentic, and the authentic growth means that, if you got 1, 2, 3 new customers last month and they became subscription and customers that are going to be a constant customer that's going to be going forward into your future, that is authentic growth. How you add it to the app. You could probably go back and talk to David about that. You literally would just type the link in there on your app. You'd have to type it yourself in there. So you just open up a chat to them, right? And open up a chat to your person, type them a little note, and then type in the link, and it'll hyperlink over to them. So good question. But authentic growth is when you are growing, even if it's at a slow pace. You guys, I'm in this for the long haul. I mean, look at your leaders. They've been here for 10 years. And to me, that's longevity. To me, those are my heroes, those that have hung in there, but done it slow. Sometimes it's slow, steady, but solid growth. Because when you hit that next rank, the Pro 2 or Pro 3 or Pro 4 rank or Pro 5 rank, you don't want to hit it because your team just ordered $1,000 of volume and that volume's not going to be there next month. You're going to have to then make up that $1,000 of volume in little bitty pieces. When you do these small, steady growth, or maybe you do get a new distributor that has a premier pack and that's a quick volume for you and them, you want to teach them to get out there and get their first 4 customers, their first 5 customers, teach them how to do that so that they can replenish that volume in their next subscription, in their auto ship, so they don't see that big decrease in volume. So I'm always teaching my team, I would rather see you grow this methodical, slow, consistent, touching your business every day, getting that my goal is like 10 new people, customers a month. To me, that's a high goal. And I usually get between 6 and 10 every single solitary month of new customer or distributor every month. So set yourself a thought of how many do I want? I mean, think about it. If you signed up, say 5 new college and people a month, that's $500 growth a month. And you could just see, and then you teach your team members to do that. You can see how steady and stable your growth will be. That's authentic growth. And that's something that you can rely on. And, we know that we have that little bit of fall off, but because of this collagen, how many of you now, I'm asking another question, are leading with collagen? Like, this is lead conversation. I mean, lead. That is my absolute lead conversation. And my business has grown 15%, 15%, 15%. I'm growing about 15% steady growth every single month. And it's all because of our activated collagen. Now, here's the deal. And Michael, did you ever get a chance to share? Because it's been a very short window, and then the hurricane
I did
came.
not. I sent it to Lisa. Honey, if you can, I don't know if we can put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat, but we did not. You gave it to
Okay,
me,
and
I gave it to Lisa.
if you, I can also, you can cut and paste it into the chat as well. So,
Okay, perfect.
all right. So say, this is something that I gave to them while we were in Croatia, and you guys came back and went straight up into, into the hurricane almost. I mean, you just even hardly had time to breathe before that hit. But this is how I have grown exponentially over the last 4 months. And one is because I have this amazing explore tool, but two, so say you've posted something, you're like, send me more information. Another person is like, send me a cart. When I do a story, I'll have at the end, would you like more information? And I have one choice, send me a cart. Another choice, send me more info. And so they get to choose which one they want. So I kind of gauge where they're at. And some people are like, I don't care. You said it's great. I've been, you know, sneaking on you and watching you for the last several months. I want that collagen now. So they send me a cart. The other ones are like, I want a little more info. I have one script that I send out every single time. And I have been using this exact script that they're going to drop down into the chat. Let's see. I can do it if you want, Michael, because I just literally, I send it over to you. I'm going to highlight it. I hope it translates correctly.
I just tried, so it's better. Hopefully you're better at it, because I just tried and couldn't get it to work for some reason.
Okay, I'm afraid it's going to scramble itself, but I'll try. Let me see if I can get it to do it. Oh, isn't that weird? It's not even wanting to.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Honey, you still have it, right? The one I just sent you that she sent, the very first one. I'll put it, guys, I'll put it over in our, I'll put it right now in our Thursday group chat so that you guys.
That's a great idea. Yeah, it's not, I don't
it.
know why it doesn't want to translate down, but that's
Right.
okay.
Okay.
So when you guys go back and look at your chat on your team wall, this is a script that I use, and it says this. I'm going to read it to you. And I have two scripts, and Michael will put both of them in. One of the scripts, let me explain, is just me talking to them about my personal website, my personal, what this is. And it literally is a cart. And I'm sure every single one of you know how to create a cart from your website. So it literally is a cart of just collagen. And it's a cart with a duo, collagen and RF2. And so I have these two carts already preloaded from my website and embedded into this. So when you see this script in the page that Michael or Lisa will put this into, copy it, paste it onto something, take out my cart and put in your cart, okay? And then there's going to be another script that talks about you can get $10 off your first order. And I have another script that I send out that I want to bump somebody off their, bump them off the fence and offer them $10. And what I do with that one is I take one of my best customers or my newest customer, and I go to their website, I go to their friends and family site, I create a cart out of their site of the collagen, and I create a cart out of their site of the NRF2 and collagen, and then I embed that into this other script that explains that when they order, they're going to get $10 off. And then I have another script that I send them and said, this is your personal site. And guess what I do? That one that has the friends that says friend, that you can get $10 off. Every single brand new customer I get, I use that exact same script I use, same script I send out for the $10 off, or the same one that I use, not the $10 off, which is a little different, but the same. I send that one out to every single brand new customer. And I say, all you have to do is share this with your friend, and it's going to take them to your website. And then I explain to them, they'll get the $10 off, and you're going to get $10 off your next month's order. And you guys, you know how many people are building my business for me? A lot. I'm getting a lot of new customers because I'm following the success system. Now, that's not part of what we teach in the success system. That's just something that that we've kind of brainstormed about and come up with. But I've done that now with all my brand new customers. And that's duplicating because it's easy for them because they don't know how to, they're just a customer. They don't know how to share. They don't know what to share. And they don't know how to find their own website. They don't know how to make a cart. I just copy it, go to their website. It literally takes me 2 minutes, 1 minute per cart to put it and send it over to them. And guess what? You just got a new helper in your business. And so that's how I've been building my customer base. And if those of you that watch the leaderboard, I've been in the top 20. I was the third. I think I'm the 9th as of last month, top sales in all college and cash sales in the entire company. And it's because that's what I've been doing. It's because my customers have been helping me build my college and community. So it's kept me in the top 20 college and sales in the entire company, but that's my trick. So I just gave you my best secret, and I don't want it to be a kept secret. So here it is. This is what I say. This collagen is incredible. If possible, I would highly recommend bundling it with the Protandim NRF2. This is the breakthrough activator that started the entire company, and it's powerful. It reduces oxidative stress, think inflammation in every cell. It alone has been a game changer for me. When you do that while activating your own body's collagen production, and it's a win-win, helping both long and short term. And then I'm not going to read it all because it's kind of boring to have you hear me read it, but I talk about what it's helping: the gut, the muscles. This activates our body's collagen, replenishes, maintains. I explain all that, but then I go, watch this intro video about activation to take a little deeper dive, and I embed in the Activate Explore video. So I'm really trying to give them as much information as possible so they can go in and do their research. And then I said, when you bundle the NRF2 with the collagen, you'll save $15 with the subscription, plus you'll get free shipping. And I explained to people, I explained to them, did you know that the shipping is $20? So not only are you going to save $15, you're going to save $20. So you're saving $35 if you do them both. And basically you're only spending another $50 for the Protandim. So would you rather spend money on shipping, or would you rather spend your money on product? I think you'd rather spend your $20 on product rather than shipping and add another. So you guys, it's a no-brainer. I would say 95% of the time, everybody orders NRF2 with Protandim. 99% of the time. And that's why my volume has shot up to where it has over the last. So then I give them the option. Here's option 1. If you want just the collagen, here's a quick cart, checkout. If you want collagen plus NRF2, here's a cart, quick checkout. So
and it's in the chat now too, Beck. I just put it in. I made it into a Word document and put it in the chat for you guys.
Good job. Good job. That's awesome. So just be sure to exchange with your carts, your own personal website carts or your customer carts in those 2 scripts. You guys, I can't even tell you this alone. If you forget everything about me except for my big white gray hair, and forget about that too if you want, don't forget those scripts. It will change your business. Whether they want more information or whether they want a cart, send the same script. I have not sent anything else out whatsoever to any person besides this or this. If I want them to watch the Biohack and Activate Explore, I still send this. Literally. So talk about duplication. Talk about making life easy. I have it on my notes pad on my phone. I can just go highlight, copy, paste, highlight, copy, paste. And I can literally send these out 3 times a day and know that they're going to look at them. And sometimes 2 weeks later, I'll say, oh, I got a new customer. I'm like, oh, that customer that I sent that back with. Yes, I follow up with all my people as well. But anyway, I'm not even kidding. That little script, I hope it changes. And for those of you that have distributors that aren't on this, use it to send to them, copy and paste it over and instruct them what to do. And for those of you that have customers that you haven't reached out to for a while, but you're faithful customers, send them a little note and say, I want to tell you how thankful I am for you being my thankful customer. And maybe I haven't told you yet about the friends and family program that you get this, explain what it is quickly to them, but you know, that your friend's going to get $10 off and you're going to get $10 off next month. And here's a script. Send this out to your friends. Let them know how much you're loving the products that you're on. So anyway, that's just kind of my little tip to you. And you guys, when you do post at all, whatever it is on your wall, how many of you play team with each other? Do you know what it means to play team? Playing team is help the other person build their algorithm. If you see somebody post something, anything, it can be about friends, family, dogs, life, or products, get on there, love their post, and comment. And if somebody comments, you comment back 100% of the time. So you have it. Every time a comment happens, you comment back, love their comment, comment back. It helps the algorithm. So this is how we play team all the time. If you see somebody or just happen to be scrolling, don't just be a scroll hole person. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Love it. Love it. Comment. Even if it's a heart or two, give it a comment and help each other out by playing team, because that really helps the algorithm as well. So you guys, where are we at? 6:17.
You're good.
I think I've talked long enough.
Okay. So let's do this. I was going to say I sent, okay. I put another one in here. I have another one that I will put in here. I just put her first one that she gave me right when we came back from Croatia, which was the collagen one. And I'm going to put that in the chat so that you guys can have it. I put the other one in there. And so Becki, let's just take just a couple minutes and see, does anybody, okay, it's in there. Okay, good. So both of the ones are in there. You have both of the ones that she said. All you have to do is replace. Does anybody, let me kind of show, I changed my background screen for a minute there, just because I wanted everybody to see the new screen of the biohack and activate. So there you go. My background is what you'll see when you, does anybody have a question about anything that Becki has said? Just, unmute yourself, ask a question. Let's just take this last 10, 12 minutes to ask a question. Does anybody have a question? Don't be shy, you guys. Come on. You guys have, go ahead,
Okay,
Sherry.
Okay, Sherry.
I don't have a question, but Becki, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of this information with us. This has been phenomenal ideas and a great way to help grow our businesses. Thank you.
You are so welcome, Sherry. Absolutely, my pleasure. I hope that you found value in it somewhere, even if it's one idea. That's all that counts. Sometimes one idea can really just get your juices flowing. So you're so welcome.
And I want to say this before if anybody else has a question, it's great. But I want to just say that I have in my schedule, I'm sitting down Saturday and I'm going through all of the stuff that Becki sent me, and I'm sending out an email to all of our customers, all of our team, because guys, this is stuff that allows you to not just hear and receive what Becki's doing, but it allows you to take action on it, right? Because I think when I always relate everything to scripture, right? It says, don't just be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word, right? And when you take that action, that's the biggest piece. And I will also put a link to the success system. Those of you that haven't got it, it's really funny. I had Marilee and Shauna on a couple months ago, right when you guys had finished everything. And I just rewatched all that stuff just recently. And I think what's super important about it is that, and if those of you who've not signed up, trust you don't, like a lot of the other things that we've done where you have to pay $15 a month, you pay one time, right? Mm-hmm. We pay one time. And I had a lot of new people that had asked me, hey, how did you make it to Croatia? And I just said, look, I think we could have probably gotten, I know Jason Kokinski spoke, but I had 190 points on going into the last month, and we hit almost 280. So we put almost 100 points in the last month. And how did we do that? We did that from the steps that Becki just talked about. Like, now I want to take things to the next level. I don't want to hear this stuff and take for granted that God placed me in another country with Becki and Bob. And I just said, hey, Becki, thanks for getting to know you. I'm not going to do that. And that's why I think it's super important that when we leave here, that we began to take steps to put that in there. You know, I was talking to one of my clients today, one of my coaching clients today, who's upgrading his distributorship, and then one of my newest Pro 3s, I did with her what Becki just talked about. I sent her a friends and family card. All of her friends were like, I want to get the products. And she's like, I should probably sign up before they all do this and just sign them up as distributors. And now in 2 weeks, we have three people going to the Aaron Brockovich event in Australia from one thing that I learned from Becki. Okay. That's the things that helps. Does anybody else, before we land, have a question or a comment? Because guys, we should all be happy that Becki's here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally fired up. Anybody else have a question or a comment before we go? All right. So if you guys can do me a favor and just unmute.
Carrie's raising her hand.
Oh, who is?
Michael, what did you tell them to go to the event?
What's that?
What did you tell people so they'd go to the event?
I sent them the little, a link that said Aaron Brockovich, and it had a little thing that was given to us. And I just said, hey, look, you guys have the opportunity to be in front of her. And I don't know about you guys, but if you remember, I think for me, I'm going to tell you why, one of the major reasons why I think the events have been really good recently. Okay. They've been smaller, right? But they've been more impactful because of the things that we've heard from stage. And excuse me, one of the best things that I liked is, I don't know if you guys remember this, but 2 events ago, they had all the board of directors speaking. Okay. And they all talked about how they all were taking all the products and the results that they got on the products and why they were excited and why they weren't going anywhere. And then there was the year before when we were in South Carolina, when Aaron spoke. And I was actually with Mike, sitting with Mike, and we said, I just looked at him and I said, oh my God, can you believe what she just said? Like it was fantastic. Like she gave us, you didn't need to be charged up after. You could have just left. Mike and I looked at it and we said, we could just leave after this, right? Like we could just go and know that we have one of the, and in my mind, because I've been in this industry I've been in the nutrition industry at the top of the fitness industry for many, many years, for going on 3 decades. And what she said, I was like, okay, I don't care what anybody says anymore. I'm bulletproof, you know? And I think that's, so let's do this. Let's unmute and just give some thanks to Becki for being here with us and how amazing it was, because I think it's just super important. So Becki.
I got a question for a couple of them.
All right, Ben's got a question, I guess. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay, my first question is, I know you know, and I know how important it is to get to conference and stuff like that, but how do you get people to commit to go?
You know, that is always going to be our obstacle, because people have excuses. So, you know, this conference so happens, I'm going to have more of my team there than I've ever had at any conference to date.
So how'd you get them to go?
And basically, I get so excited about them myself. I try to create such a FOMO, because there is an energy when you get together with them. I mean, there's an energy, and we share testimonies almost every single week leading up to it of what changed when you went. What did it that made the difference to you? And sitting in that seat, sitting in that room, and not to mention, almost every person that goes will always grow their business exponentially over and above the person that doesn't go. And it's a tax write-off. So here's some other tips. It's a full-on tax write-off.
I think one valuable thing is if you've been to an older conference and you have good clips, to put those in your Facebook stories to kind of hypen up even before what's going on at Global. So then when Global comes on, this is what's going on now. So you're just showing excitement and all kinds of things.
Yeah, and we're planning on doing that when we're there too. We're going to be, lots of us team members are going to be sending out a ton of reels, clip reels of what we're experiencing. We're going to raise so much FOMO that those that don't go this one will never miss another one again. So,
I pretty much went like out of my group, I kind of went out by myself. And when I went out there, yeah, I created some FOMO. And so that I got some good stuff from the last conference, and I felt it was smaller and it was exclusive, but it was powerful if you were there, because a lot of people didn't get to go to the college in one.
Yeah.
And I even went on a hike with some of my team in the mountains and stuff like that, and got to experience some good stuff. And now those people that I went on the hike with, there was only like 15, 20 people that went on the hike, but like 4 or 5 of them were from Michigan. And now we've been collaborating more, because these are the people that are becoming elite in our company that just came elite in Michigan. So now I'm collaborating with them, and we get to experience like even from the last conference. So it just keeps on building and compiling, which is really cool.
You got it, Ben. You got it, man.
Yeah.
You
And I
got
got
it.
one more question.
That's how it works. Good job.
I got one
Ask
more
question.
question.
Go ahead, brother.
Good job.
One more question. How do you introduce like Erin Brockovich being a part of this company and stuff like that? How do you mention her? Like, cause you kind of remind me of Erin Brockovich in our company you kind of remind me of her in our company to a certain degree. So like, how do you introduce someone like that as like representing, saying, look, we have someone that's backing this up like Erin Brockovich or whatever, but like, how would you say that?
It's a really big deal to me personally that we're a publicly traded company, because I work with a lot of business professionals. And so when I'm talking with someone, I'm saying, listen, this is not just your average. This is how I would say it. I'm like, this is not your average network marketing MLM company. I said, we are a publicly traded company. Our books are open. There's no hanky-panky. There's nobody making more money up here that we don't know about. There's nobody skimming off money over here that we don't know about. This is being a publicly traded company. We are the most regulated. We are the most inspected company that could possibly be for a network marketing company. It's very extraordinary that a network marketing company would also be a publicly traded company. And I said, and furthermore, Erin Brockovich is what? She's all about clean everything, clean up, clean. The whole story of Erin Brockovich was that she went into clean house of things that she thought were very wrong. So for somebody like her to be a part of our publicly traded company, to endorse it with her stamp of approval of someone who doesn't want pesticides and doesn't want all kinds of junk inside of our products, that's another big heavy stamp of approval. So when I'm talking to people that are like, man, it's just another network marketing. Oh, no, it's not. Let me tell you 2 different things. So that's kind of how I introduced Erin Brockovich into it as a business professional to other business professionals. So maybe that'll
that was really good. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you guys, in closing, let me tell you, here's my slogan. The best is yet to come. Now, not only in your business, not only in your personal life, and I fully believe with all my heart, in America, I preach the best is yet to come, yet even in America, because this is going to affect you and your business. But every single one of you, at the sound of my voice, I just declare over you guys that the best is yet to come. And why is that? Because every single day you wake up is your new best. So you can have the absolute confidence that every morning when you wake up, you go, I'm living my new best life today. And tomorrow, the best is yet to come, because I'm going to live my new best life tomorrow too. So every single one of you, I just declare over you that the best is yet to come. And I believe that for you. I'm going to see your whole team explode. I'm going to see so many rank advancements. You guys better come up. And if you're coming to an event in Phoenix, you had better come and find me. I'm a hugger. I give blessing hugs and healing hugs. You better come up and give me a big bear hug, because I'll hunt you down if you don't. So thank you so much for inviting me on this call tonight. God's blessing, not only God bless, but God's blessing continually be upon your team and every single one of you here. And thank you so much, sweet, beautiful, beautiful Lisa. Thank you, Michael, for the sweet invite to have me on your call tonight.